Surjit Pal is with us. He's pharmaceutical analyst with Prabhudas Lilladher Private Limited. Surjit, thanks very much for your time. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
I was just chatting with you briefly before we hit air, and you were underweight in pharma, the sector, in 2016.
Yes, I believe that there are two things to play in a big way. One thing is that valuation vis-a-vis the EPS growth.
Okay.
So that is not really commensurate the way we have been growing. So I believe that multiple will have correction downwards. And second thing is that the growth opportunity for most of the guys in 2016 will not be that great. So I would say to a great extent FY18 should be looked into, because FY17 to my mind is pretty much not that positive.
Just to go back to the first point, you're underweight the sector after how many years?
Almost 3 years.
Okay. Most of the would you agree the big trouble is when you say lacking opportunities is also the FD related issues?
FD related issues has been growing, but anyway that is not expected either. I mean, when somebody will get caught in the wrong trap, you don't know. So it is really tough to take a call on that. But what we understood talking to some of the guys who were caught on the wrong side is that there have been a lot of best practices improvement is happening all over the world. And most of the Indian guys are totally unaware. And main reason for this is that the operation guys, the operational key people in the plant are not exposed to the global base standard. So whatever they know, the kind of training has been given inside the company, that's fine. But even those training is not updated along with the global standard of gradation. On the other hand, US FDA has not informed to the companies that what they have to do to the upgrade. I mean, they will come with their mind of upgraded practices, and if they don't find here, they will put you on the dock. So that is what's happening in most of the companies, and most of their complaint is that it was not told by US FDA in their standard we are supposed to maintain. So I think there will be a perceptional shift will happen.
But isn't it strange? India is a very large generic manufacturer, right?
Yeah.
So one of the largest actually, right, Surjit?
I think after Canada, India is the largest.
So for the second largest market to be caught unaware or caught by surprise by higher expectations of best practices, etc., by the regulator of the sector, I mean, isn't it surprising?
Yes, I think most of the Indian generic companies have spent a lot of money on the R&D, a lot of money on the erection of state-of-the-art plant, but running or operating the plant, they haven't spent much on the manpower in terms of how to get your manpower more sophisticated, more best practice oriented. That is where it is lacking. So I think they need to spend a lot of money going forward into this operational area, which I can understand.
But these are essentially best practices which can be adhered to, right? I mean, you need to step up in terms of what you were doing and what you need to do.
Yes, so that will be ever evolving process, so which they were lacking. So their upgradation was, I think, say year or two backward. So they have to upgrade every year, so which they have not been doing.
I'm sure after instances like this, that will be an area where the companies will be very vigilant on as well, right?
Need to spend a lot of money on that.
Yeah. So this usual thing that once you get a letter or an alert, the resolution at least 2 years out. Is that the norm across the sector?
Yes, generally US FDA does not want to take risk of reoccurrence, because if there is a reoccurrence, the regulator will be double whammy for that, because they are also liable to talk to their own rule maker in their country or the people. So they want to be 200% sure before giving someone permission again to manufacture product for that market.
Surjit has 3 stocks which he's bullish on. One is Aurobindo Pharma, the other is Jubilant Life, and the third is Glenmark. Now, Aurobindo is down quite meaningfully today, 4.33% lower. Glenmark on your screen, Jubilant as well. The Jubilant, of course, has done from 100, has gone to 400. Aurobindo, what's going on, Surjit? Today, especially the price cut?
I think there has been some rumor, I mean, that, some US FDA visit is on. I'm not sure. I haven't got any news on that. But as far as Aurobindo is concerned, I can tell you is that the main growth driver for this year and the next year will be mainly the injectables and some of the key drugs, which is limited competition drugs, and they will also be gained from the old products, which has been under, tremendous pressure because the other competitors are facing manufacturing issues. So those 2-3 products also will be one of their growth drivers for 2016 and 17. So I think their Unit 4 will be very crucial, their Penem plant will be very crucial, and some of the approval like say Valside, like Nexium, like Abilify will be good, growth pusher for them.
Since you said, I mean, there is some talk that a US FDA team visit is on at Aurobindo, one of the facilities. What's the risk of some sort of a warning letter and the same thing which we've seen? And it's unknowable. You can't. Something can happen. It might all go smoothly, but since it's one of your top picks, I mean, how do you factor that in, or is it even possible?
It is tough to guess. I mean, you don't know what outcome will come, but as and when any outcome comes, we'll look into it. But I can tell you in last 5 years, they had only one issue, and that is in Unit 6, A and B, and Unit 3. Unit 3, they gets out pretty early. In Unit 6, in formulation and injectables, they had an issue, but luckily that plant produced less. So they get out of that problem of warning later, I think within 14 months. So they get back their TAP facility on group, but their injectables, they left it. So they didn't pursue over there. For incommensurate of the earnings they got it from there. So I think if you see that most of the issues that came that point of time is labeling issues. As far as manufacturing best practices is concerned, they are very much in line as of now. But as an outsider, we cannot guess what is currently happening and where the US FDA stands. But hopefully, I'm sure that there will not be much of thing which could be creating problem, because their main growth driver will be injectables and Penems.
Jubilant Life?
No, I'm talking about
Aurobindo. I'm sort of moving on to Jubilant.
I think Jubilant, the best thing about the CMO has yet to be started. Post they come out of the warning letter scenario. So I think Q4 onwards, you could see the guess what it could be in FY17 for CMO business. CMO business still languishing at around 450 crore from the 700 crore their usual self. And I believe they have put one additional line in their Washington plant, which is the bigger one in injectables for CMO. So I think from that perspective, their ceiling of 700 crore will also be increased, and they will give you the normal standard of run rate, 700 crore plus. I think if it's 17 hours.
But is the stock already factoring a lot of that in? It's seen a very sharp price move.
To a certain extent, yes, but I think more clarity comes on CMO plant, that valuation will also run up. Because the current run rate, I think, very much on the radio pharma's, good health, which has been growing every quarter.
Glenmark, you're still very bullish on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks very much, Surjit. Appreciate you joining in with that perspective.